So congratulations for making it to the end of the course. So by now you should have a better understanding about the rawness of meditation, how it's working on our brainwave states, on our physiology, and you also now have 3 really simple, really practical meditation techniques that you can apply and start practicing anytime you like. Like I said in the introductory thing, is that you'll have a tendency to be drawn to one particular meditation style over another, and that's perfectly fine. Once you have identified the style that works for you, then I'd advise you just to stick with that particular technique for a good at least 6 months, maybe 2 years. Just get really familiar with that technique. If you start sort of exploring all these different types of techniques, it tends to add more, it often adds a lot of confusion. And it sort of takes you off course, and it sort of splits that ability to be concentrated. So therefore I generally say to people, once you find one that works for you, just practice it, practice it, practice it. And from that determination, from that persistence, that's where this sort of a greater intelligence or a greater wisdom comes out. And also once you get so familiar with that technique, and you've practiced it so well and for so long, is that you can easily practice that any time now for the rest of your life. So you could be on a beach, for instance, and then instantly you feel the urge to practice, and it's really easy to drop into that practice. So once you've developed that skill and really embodied that particular technique, you then have that technique for the rest of your days that you can use whenever you need it. So that's generally why I say just stick to one technique and just get really good at it before moving on. And so of course naturally you'll come to that point after 6 months, 2 years, however long, when you'll feel like you want to move on to another technique. And so that's perfectly fine. So go ahead, find a technique that suits you again, and then that'll take you to the next sort of a deeper practice. And again, generally stick with that practice again for a good period of time before moving on or shifting or changing it too many times. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you have any further questions or comments, please feel free to post them up and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I've provided a resources PDF that you can download that'll give you some advice on some books to check out if you want to look into it further. Even some recommended teachers that may help you steer on your course. So I hope to see you again in potentially another course, and feel free to visit my website and connect with me there anytime. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you again.